We've been a bit MIA, so thanks to those of you who have reached out and checked in. Today we've got some exciting updates from the homestead. Sometimes it's easy to focus on everything that's still left to do out here. But when we take a minute and stop and remember that not so long ago this entire garden bed was being watered one can at a time, progress might be slower than we'd like, but it's still progress, and today we've got that to share. Before we jump into the drip irrigation side of things, we wanted to give the garden beds a bit of a refresh. We've reshaped the mounds, added a flatter planting area on top, and left a small depression through the middle to help catch and hold water when it rains. And while we're at it, we gave some of the other beds a bit of attention too. A top-up of compost and soil, some fresh mulch, and a tidy up of the plants that have been doing their own thing over the last few months. This bed's become a bit of a mixed bag over time. We've got shallots, chives, strawberries, capsicum, and even a few chilies making themselves at home. As always, we work with what we've got handy. For mulch today, that means grass clippings in the veggie patch and wood chip on our raised beds. The gardens have been crying out for this extra layer of mulch. The winds this season have been particularly unforgiving. If you've been following along for a while now, you've probably seen the comments of all the suggestions about protecting the veggie patch from pests. You might not guess what's finally forced our hand. In the meantime, let's jump into those garden upgrades. A while back, we shared how we prepped for long periods of dry spells. It included being able to top up bulk water from an IBC to our irrigation tank. Today we're tapping into the line that feeds that irrigation tank. All of our major water transfer lines are 25mm blue line poly. While we're digging trenches today, we'll tee in another section of pipe for a future feature piece. Stick around to the end for a mock-up of how we expect this little patch of the homestead to evolve over time. So far, it turns out the biggest threat to our veggie patch isn't rabbits, wallabies, or even the wild pigs that are about. It's these little fluffy butts. And as much as we love having free-ranging chickens, cleaning up after them every single day gets pretty old pretty quick. Not unexpectedly, we'd barely finished preparing the beds before they were straight in there, scratching everything out again. Once this feature piece is teed in, we'll jump into our closed loop drip irrigation system. Here we're introducing a reducer from our 25mm to our 13mm poly. This will form the start of our closed loop. Now we're running 13mm poly around the perimeter of the veggie patch. Keegan cuts the excess pipe just before the gate and he'll rejoin it later. Now to tee in at the other end. Instead of running a single feed line around the garden, we've gone with a closed loop system. The idea is pretty simple. Water can travel from both directions around the loop, which helps keep the pressure more consistent across the veggie patch. Now the perimeter loop was in, we could start running the drip lines through each of the beds. We're using 6mm pipe with 30cm spacings. With the irrigation finally in place, it's time for the fun part. Getting some seeds in the ground and seeing what autumn decides to give us this year. We went with a lot of the same varieties that we chose last year because we had such a great run. Keep an eye out for our shorts and we'll update you soon. In the meantime, let's have a look at those future plans for the homestead veggie patch. Jump into the comment section with all of your words of wisdom about how you would do it differently. Until then, that's all from us today, and we'll see you next fortnight at Wayback Estate.